they are treating patients now with Havana syndrome. I don't know. So Dr. Barrera put in a thing for Havana syndrome,
and when you say put in a thing for Havana syndrome, what do you mean?
well, the
'Cause I didn't.
the VA itself has a website about Havana syndrome, and they're advertising that. So is the Government Accountability Office.
So for people who were in that,
Well, even now it says.
in the embassies or just
Well,
general?
even now, former government employees or former spouses or children of the government employees. So I got to consult for Friday, November 22nd for Havana syndrome for Dr. Barrera. She called me from the VA.
Now I'm looking at this and I'm not seeing this. I see no consults in our system.
For Dr. Barrera?
For,
Not for you, but for Dr. Barrera, the primary care.
she has a visit with you on the 22nd of November.
Right.
But I didn't see anything in her note that said anything about
That's for
that.
That's for Havana syndrome. I've got the notes at home. She called me. One of her nurse called me.
Okay.
So it's for that.
Yeah. I'm looking here and continues to complain of Havana syndrome, but I don't see that. Okay, and I'm just looking at that note again because there was nothing about a special follow-up for that. It just looks like 6 months. Let me look at the
I'm trying to
other
see if I can
note.
get my notes. I think my notes. I have my notes here.
And I apologize for turning my back. I'm just.
No,
trying
that's
to see
okay.
if I
That's
can
okay, doctor. I know you see more patients than me, so.
No, I was just saying I did not see anything directly for that specifically.
Yeah. So I got a phone call yesterday from the VA, but Dr. Barrera's office, and they told me to come in. It was originally scheduled for January 22nd because they want to do the auditory exam. But
okay.
it's very weird because I lost my job at the post office about maybe 4 weeks ago. Yeah, I was upset because I was being severely targeted there. And whoever has access to this is just abusing the system because you're trying to attack my limbs where I don't hold the mail or work around the mail. So, and I'm trying to rule out several pieces of things.
Were you like dropping things?
Well, I wasn't dropping things. It's just where it's like, they're trying to get my attention. Like they have remote access of my mind. They know what I'm thinking, what I'm doing. They're calling it psychotronic warfare. That's another name they're using. Psychotronic warfare, where they're able to use synthetic telepathy to understand what you're thinking, and then being able to manipulate your mind. By turning around. Like if you're attacking in the back, turn around. Who's behind her? So automatically, when you attack on your shoulders or limbs, you're like reaching for it or scratching for it. But I mean, they've controlled my mind in that aspect. It seems like.
So it got very difficult to work at.
Yes, I was losing my thought training pattern. I was becoming, just kind of weird
That
sensation.
was something that was helpful for you.
Yeah, it was, but it's gotten worse. It's gotten worse throughout now because I'm able. So I don't have my job. I'm able to analyze it. And what I found that's kind of weird is that when I'm driving down the highway, I can be attacked while I'm driving from the bottom side of my leg or the buttocks of my buttocks. When I'm in bed, I can attack the lower, scratch the lower back of my back. They're cutting the butt underneath my nails for no reason, just lacerations for no reason. And then these two have gotten worse here. It's like they know they're healing now, but see, they do is they eradicate that where they scratch it, and then it's like, but I've gotten medicine and they're healing. They were worse than that, but they attack that and eradicate that
So
word.
what is Dr. Barra gonna do when she sees you? What is the purpose?
She's supposed to diagnose you from head to toe. And I got an auditory consultant. And that's another thing I want to talk about. If I'm lying in my bed on my dorsal side and I'm analyzing all this because it's very quiet, I can use a spectrum analyzer. You can download a spectrum analyzer on the phone. And what I've done is I've sat there in bed where it's all quiet, air conditioner's off, no fans are on, and I'm sitting there and I look at the spectrum analyzer And I had a friend of mine said, just come here.
Is this a radio frequency?
It's radio frequency.
Okay.
And so I've used the spectrum analyzer, and I sat there in a quiet room, and I even had my friend said, just look at this. I said, I want you to see, because I'm being attacked. You know, I sit in bed, the attacks are coming, I use a compass, point the compass, and I show her southeast about 143 degrees. I said, this is where the noise is coming from. You know, I sit in my room now, I said, just watch this. I'm gonna whistle first, and it spikes up. It starts dropping, right? When it starts dropping, it's about 450 hertz. Your brain functions, your normal brain functions should be about 10 hertz. You know, they're attacking with 450 hertz, 1,000 hertz, and I'm getting, and then it seems like I'm becoming drunk in a drunken state. You know, like a concussion. Sometimes I'm like, you know, it just seems weird. So the dorsal side of my body is being pecked on. When I'm driving down the road, when I'm walking, they tickle the bottom of my feet. My feet's being tickled.
So she's gonna do like a functional analysis?
Yes.
Where she does a neurology test? Okay.
And I have to put
That
in
makes
for,
sense.
they ask for auditory, then they ask for also a vision.
Vision screening?
What's it? So they ask for that too.
Screen,
Um,
auditory. And this is this through compensation and pension? Or
I don't know
is this
I don't know. I just know that,
Did you bring any paperwork related to that?
no,
Today?
they called me. It's a new consult for this Friday.
Okay.
So,
I see the visit in there that she's gonna see you, at 9:15 at 9:15 in the morning, and then your auditory evaluation will be on the 22nd of January. I guess when she saw you previously, was that a video-based visit, or, yeah, it was a video, so she couldn't do a full body assessment?
yeah, but she did tell me that she was gonna put in a consult for auditory, which is gonna be January 22nd.
Yeah.
But still, you know, I guess because I'm able to analyze everything,
Mm-hmm.
it's functioning more, it's like really taking a toll on me, but apparently I get up and leave. When I get up and leave, I take off from the building, and, you know, it's just like you escape and you unplug everything, but still it catches up to you.
Are there any times you feel like you're in a safe environment?
Well, the medication does help me go to sleep a little bit. I'll get to sleep, but it's funny because if you listen to the Department of Homeland Security on the Silent Weapons Committee, those three officers there, those three whistleblowers, tell you exactly what's going on. They are victimizing people in America, and they're trying to make you, as if you're trying to make you go crazy. You know, they're trying to make you go crazy in a sense where you're defenseless. And then he asked. Then one of the congressmen asked the question, well, how do you defend yourself from this? He says, well, there is no defense. You have to hit back. Well, who are you going to hit back? You can't attack a satellite that's on you.
But are there any times when you feel like you can lessen the impact of the sensations you're feeling?
Like I said, I think that whoever has access to us has access to our network. However we're wired into the system, a network or and so when you unplug it and you unplug yourself from that, it's kind of hard for them to recalibrate again unless it's a satellite attacking you. If the satellite's on it like mine, I can see that everywhere I turn, I feel the microwave, and sometimes I feel it where it's getting hotter, like my body's heating up a little. I'm like, wow, okay, come inside. Yeah, I come inside, it cuts off for just a second, and then it comes back to me. Like I can feel it.
So when you go in your house, you feel a bit safer.
When I escape out,
and you don't feel that sensation as much.
Right. So when I'm outside the doors for a little while, and I feel that sensation, that microwave, I come in my house, close the door, and immediately it goes away. But then it comes back in, and I can see it settle in a little bit. You know. So you have that 1 second to determine if you are being targeted. That I've noticed. But this, I can see where it's locked on all the time. You know, it's like
Previously, you felt that there were times, and I'm just thinking back to where we talked about a year ago or so. You felt like there were times when you weren't being victimized. There were intermittent times where you felt briefly that for maybe minutes or hours you're okay, and that was typically when you were at work or.
Yeah, and like I said, I was
at the shoe store working. You said there was less of an impact.
Well, but see, I when I worked at the post office, it was too affecting me there. When I was in the post office handling mail inside the post office, I was still being attacked there. I'm like, what?
And that's a change, because usually when you kept active, it seemed to have lessened.
Yeah, but why in a government facility? Why are you attacking me in a government facility? You know, it's like, okay, you know, so even when I'm on a government facility, they seem to just want to, you know, disregard the laws and hit you with that weapon.
Well, I'm very interested to see what Dr. Bara finds when she does her physical exam,
Okay.
just a total body. And I'll try to reach out to her and see what she thinks as far as physical changes.
Yeah.
And I'm sure she's gonna listen to your heart, do some neurological
Yeah.
checks and such, look in the inside. I know that there was concern at one point that you had implants, but then they did an MRI and they didn't really
Well,
see
that's the
anything.
thing. I think
Yeah.
that I still do think that there's implants in there, doctor. Because I mean, it's like I do feel that I was microchipped, and like I said, that I can recall anything being embedded inside of me was when I had a root canal. That's where my records
Yeah.
trace back. It traced back to a root canal.
Yeah, and then the MRI that the VA did afterwards
Mhm.
didn't show any evidence of that.
I don't even think they did an MRI for my
Yeah,
teeth.
they
Did they?
did a
Okay.
total head.
So I don't know if they
MRI.
found it.
Yeah,
You know, and the government's funny. It's if they're invested in something like that, I don't know if they disclose that. Maybe you know it's a DOD or something. Maybe
I think if there were something there that was a metallic object, I've always, when people have had shrapnel
Mhm.
or metal fragments, they've always commented on that, and they usually will describe size and location.
Okay.
But it was a ways back, I'm gonna look back in your
Okay.
records, I remember when we first met, and I
Well-
think Dr. Das had followed you a ways back, but I think this was kind of after Dr. Das saw you and I saw you.
Well, so I can tell you that something's locked onto my mind, doc, and someone's analyzing my brain. Because I'll tell you what, on the different points of places where I lived in, I'm thinking like of a color yellow or a color blue, and in that area, when I thought of the color blue or pertaining to the object every day, it recollected that again. And like I have people chasing me in blue cars. I have like today,
So when you
20 years ago, you know, I was thinking of the color blue, but today you have a guy that's right next to me. This is a condominium. This is a condominium, and it's just one solid color. It's old fashioned. Why would you go and paint a condominium entire light blue or blue, light bright blue? Why would you do that? Just to play with my mind? You know, so it just seems like someone's locking
seems
onto
like
me.
these coincidences.
They're popping up again, you know, as a recollection to like, okay, I'm analyzing. I've got you locked on. Whatever I'm doing, it's working because you're playing the mind game, and it's okay. So it's like he goes and paints his fence right next to me. The condominium was fine the way it is. Why would you go and throw this bright color out of the ordinary just to play a mind game with me?
So you feel like he painted it blue when you were thinking about the color blue?
Yeah, because it seems to me that they're trying to recollect reconcile something, recollect something that was in my dreams or something like that. You know, it's like, why even go there? It's like,
You know, I'm just not aware of something that's that sophisticated that the government has access to. I
Okay.
wish I had additional information I could share with you,
Yeah.
but I do hope that when Dr. Bara sees you, if there's anything physically that she feels is different, that she'd be able to say, hey, these lesions don't look normal.
Yeah.
And such, and I know she's a very good practitioner, so I'm glad you are seeing her.
mm-hmm.
Is there anything that you think I can do right now to help you further? I
You
know
know,
the medications help a little bit with sleep and.
they do. The medications, whatever you give me is helping with sleeping, but still, I think that something has, I think they're saying it's psychotronic warfare, it's an AI, you know, and then I come up with a lot of resources. I come up, you know, with targeted individuals. And I come up with a lot of people who have been implanted. I come up with videos of DOD employees who were implanted, microchipped. You know, some of them were vaginally inserted with microchips to, you know, track every movement. I come up with a lot of resources of government employees that were put through this process, you know, but I think that I've been implanted. Will they want to disclose it? I don't know. Should they? I don't know. The legality of it? I don't know. I don't know if it'll ever come out if they did. But where I can recall that back to was a root canal done by the U.S. Navy.
Yeah. And then, as I said, they did a MRI of the head after that, and they showed no evidence of anything unusual,
Yeah.
no metal objects.
Hmm.
But you could maybe perchance ask her to revisit that
Yeah.
and let her know what your concerns are.
Yeah, because they're recollecting something. They're recollecting something in my mind with colors and color codes and cars, and so I mean, when you patternize something in your dream, and you wake up and dream about that dream again, they're reconstructing that idea in my brain again, and they're after that. You know, it's like a psychotronic ward.
So how are you able to kind of down-regulate your cortisol at home? Are you doing relaxation, working out?
I go to the gym, I work out, I walk.
Okay.
You know, and I try to because there's a big thing now with AI, artificial intelligence. You know, there's a big thing with artificial intelligence. You know, it's attacking people.
Mm-hmm.
It's sometimes killing people. There was, I think, Senator Kennedy. He says, I believe there's something from the woke government who's got an AI that's attacking us, that they're deploying it against us and could be killing us with it. I don't know how true that is, but he spoke about it, and I have it recorded at home where, in fact, there is using technology to analyze a human being, you know, that's being used against us. And I don't know if it's from the Southwest Texas Fusion Centers, you know, where they have a government, law enforcement, and private contractors are involved in this. But I do feel something's locking onto me, and it's.
So in the meantime, until Dr. sees you, I still advocate that you work out,
Sure.
keep yourself healthy. I know your labs look pretty darn good when they did them back in February.
Okay.
You know,
Yeah, but I'm like I said, I'm able to analyze
It's
myself.
still vitamin D.
I'm able to analyze myself more than anything else because that I have time to relax. I'm not working like I was, and that's why I'm so pissed off. I said, why does somebody want to go and corrupt someone that wants to work, pay taxes? I mean, if the VA is giving me money, why put me in a state of mind where I want to lose my job? I'm like,
hoping
it's
you
crazy.
can find something again, because it seems that when you're working, even part-time, it's been a break for you.
Yeah, because I mean, my job at the post office,
I'm gonna have to stand up for a second.
yeah, I'm being sexually aroused with this machine, whatever they got. I'm being sexually aroused, sexually assaulted with this machine, and they're just piping. Like there's times where they're piping like a song in my hand. I'm like, okay, cool, all right.
I'm sorry you're feeling these.
So it's just an odd sensation, but you know, it's happening, and it's happening in an advanced state. I've talked to other veterans from around the world, and I've got more information than I do now. And I would like to, Friday when I come in, I'm going to share it with Dr. Barrera because it's an iPad.
Okay.
I took an iPad, and it was all the information I stored for over 30 years, Doc. And I should have brought it to you today, but I would rather you have access to it than anything else. Share like an iCloud with that information, so you can look at it.
Yeah,
I don't
I'm
know.
not able to do that.
Well, one of these days I'll bring it, and
down.
you can see.
Okay.
And what I've done is that I've cut out, like if you cut out newspaper articles, I've cut out newspaper articles.
You saved the data.
Well, see what happened. There was an article. It was called Eugene, Oregon. The FCC denies a signal attacking America. This was 1978. But then the American Psychologist Journal put an article that the VA knew about microwave behavior back in 1975 at the Auditory Hospital in Kansas City, Missouri. Like, it doesn't make any sense. Why would I come up with this information linking up to the FCC, all those 1970 cases? So it just unfolds, and it got a link, but you go in there and you type this stuff up on the search bar, and you come up with a lot of resources. I'm talking about medical journals, law journals, law journals.
There is some, there is medical evidence that certain frequencies can cause damage to tissue. Yeah, you're right about that.
So I'm just in suspense about that, but it seems that it's unfolding against me. Whatever it is, it's unfolding against me and putting me to that, making me a non-consensual test subject. You know? It seems like this is a test or something.
Well, I never want you to feel that way with me. I'm gonna do the Ames test right now, where I have you stick your tongue out and hold it out for about 10 seconds.
Okay. Ready?
Yeah. Good. Now, when you are on medications like Abilify, because it's helping neurons more effectively carry dopamine and serotonin, there is a risk for motoric side effects, and I know we talked about that way back. And when I see you in person, I always check to see that you're not having involuntary movements of any sort, that your muscle movements smooth, normal, there's not involuntary irregular movements, and I'm not seeing that right now with the tongue. If it were, instead of holding it very carefully, you'd be having done motions.
Okay, I see.
Yeah. The
Okay.
next thing I'm gonna do is
Sure.
have you bring your arms straight out, good, and then bring your arms up, and then as quickly as possible, touching each of your fingers to your thumb. And again, one more time. Good, nice smooth movements. With your permission, if I can touch
Yeah,
your
yeah,
arm.
oh, sure,
Okay.
yeah.
I'm gonna let you, we'll do this arm first. I want you to completely relax your arms. Kind of like if I let go of it, it would fall down
Okay.
because it's so relaxed. Which is, yeah, let it go, completely go, good. Nice smooth muscle movement, good. Good, and I'm gonna check other
So is
sides.
it because of medicine?
Yeah, I
Okay.
always wanna make sure, that's why I like to see you
Okay.
in person.
No, I got
When
you, that makes
possible.
sense.
And would I be able to see you again in person
Yeah,
in February?
sure, yeah.
Okay, if, you're good, I didn't see anything along those lines. If you get another job and it's, a bad time for you, I'll work around your schedule to bring you
Okay,
in.
well, I started the job, but, I did pick up a job, and it's a private job with, Favor. So I'm driving and delivering groceries and stuff, so that might
With
help.
flavor?
I have to go back to work, I got
Yeah.
Christmas and no money. So I'm like,
Yeah.
I got grandkids for crying
Yeah.
out loud. Where's grandpa gonna bring me? I don't know, what am I,
Gotta
so I
hustle,
gotta go out there and work, so yeah.
Okay, well, I'll
Um,
walk up with you and let's.
But yeah,
let's
it's kind of,
check in
it's
again.
taken more its toll because I'm able to, analyze it more often.
And
But I
hopefully-
have other veterans, Doc. You know what? Do me a favor, you said you were Army?
Yes, prior service.
If you would look up this name and talk to her, as a matter of fact, did you tell me you're an MP?
No, I worked
Or-
with those units,
Okay.
in the troop center.
Now, I've talked to this woman. Her name is Amy. I'll give her name, but Doc, you should look her up. She's got oh my God. When I talked to her, she says, George, she said, I'm a former Army MP.
Mhm.
And I said, Amy, I said, veteran, can you tell me what you've been going through? She says, I'm Target. And I've been Target while in the Army, but the Army didn't believe me. So she created she's out doing a lot of work. She went to the, if you just type her Amy Holem, Amy Holem, in the state of Nevada,
HOLEM,
Lem, first name
Nevada,
Amy, the state of Nevada. Her first name's Amy.
AMY,
Yes, look at her testimony to the state of Nevada.
Army,
Army MP.
MP. Okay.
Look at her testimony. It's interesting because nobody believes her, but she's going out helping other women, and she's got a website. It's called Amy Holmes,
Well,
Amy's Videos.
And bring in I can look at things you bring in,
Okay.
I just can't use my government website to.
I see. I didn't know if
to
I
go
can
to.
send you a link or anything like that, but I mean, I talked to other veterans
Well, just
too.
bring in your laptop and you can show it to
Okay.
me from there, and I
Okay.
wouldn't be violating any
Fair enough.
because they have a blocker on our, I guess on our website, doesn't allow us to go to certain sites that
Okay.
could be compromise the
Oh, yeah,
security of.
yeah. But
I'll
anyway,
walk up with you.
I'm trying to stay busy, Doc. That's the most important thing. I'm just,
Yeah.
the whistleblower on the Department of Homeland Security,
Mhm.
Silent Weapons, says, they're trying to make us crazy, trying to make us look delusional and crazy, It's like, I said, where's the defense? She says, we don't have any defenses, We
Now,
don't
does
have
this
defense.
ever get to the point where you feel like you wanna hurt yourself?
No, I don't wanna hurt myself, but I mean, you have no you have a coping mechanism, your closest coping mechanism is like get up and doing something.
And keeping active like you're trying to do,
Okay,
yeah.
but you can only do that so many times, you can
Yeah.
only go driving so many times.
Well,
unplug
I
the TV
certainly
and-
will talk to Dr. Barra when she
Okay.
finishes your physical.
Okay.
I'll reach out to her on Friday and see what she thinks and see what maybe best next steps are.
Okay, fair enough.
Great.
Yeah, but like I said, they're abusing quite a bit of us, and there are other veterans that I've talked to, Amy Holmes one, she's Army MP. Derek Robinson he owns PAX International. It's a coalition. That's a big giant coalition. PACTS International on the web. He's an ex-Navy veteran and a former NSA operative, and the information he has on there is like
Stuff you won't
I
see
don't,
anywhere.
you won't see anywhere else, so, yeah. But I think he's fun, I think he got a grant to keep that website also, so. Okay.
I'll be on the,
Okay.
thanks for sharing that with me, because there wasn't a lot of the note that said why the visit was happening, so before I see you, I look back at all the visits between where I saw you and before,
Okay.
so I can kind of keep track of that for you.
Yeah, so, it's, I have more time to analyze it now, I was like unemployed.
But to help you reduce cortisol and to feel more comfortable, there may be times when you just say to yourself, I'm not gonna focus on, I'm gonna focus on myself,
Okay.
on relaxation and meditation as much as possible to keep as much downtime as you can from all these experiences. They'll help you there, Mr.
Okay,
Benavides.
doctor, appreciate it.
And if you ever wanted to bring family with you on any of your appointments, they're always welcome.
Okay.
And I know that you have in the past, and if that's anything you want in
Well, I
the
don't want to
future.
scare anybody. I don't want to scare anybody.
No.
And I leave, I don't try to get my family involved, I know
Okay.
things are changing,
Yeah.
but I'm on the status quo, man. Eventually,
Okay.
but it's not,
Okay.
never.
But I just always want you to know, anybody
Okay.
who's supportive to you is more than welcome to your appointments.
Okay.
Whether
Thank-
family or not.
Thank you, Dr. George. I think
You're welcome.
where do I get up?
Right over here, the hump.
Okay.
Oh,
I don't see
right,
what
right
happened.
over here.
Okay.
sir. Yeah. Yes, and likewise, if I
Happy
don't see you when you're
Thanksgiving,
here
yes.
Friday,
Good.
I hope you and your family have a really pleasant, you gonna go see your mom on
Oh,
holidays?
yeah, I'm gonna probably go pick up some food from somewhere to eat, so she'll be home.
Oh, good. I know she's a hard worker.
Yes, she is. Thank you, Dr. George.
Take care.
Hello.
Hi there.
Last name?
Benavides.
B.
B-E-N, B is in boy, E is in echo, N is in November, A is in Adam, V is in Victor, I is in India, B is in Delta, E is in Echo, S is in Sam.
Last four?
Speak Benavides. Boy.
2939?
Yes, ma'am.
You said Benavides.
Yes, ma'am.
And it's 2939?
Yes, ma'am.
Well, I was offered an option if somebody's concerned about the infection.
Another appointment?
Even though I've gotten the vaccine.
Does she wanna see me
Not
back?
coming up at all. You said B.
B, E, N, A. Because it's
And it's 2939?
2150?
Wait,
Last
no,
four?
that's your, oh, that's, yeah, what's your last four?
2150?
Now I can. Yeah, George. Let's see if I can February.
February? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I've got two appointments. I got one February 22nd or January 22nd.
No, you didn't.
Here's, the 27th of February is on a Thursday. Well, I have the 26th at 3 o'clock.
I said, oh, look at
Yeah,
that,
I have
it's
a-
alive.
3:30 on the 26th, and then on the 27th, I have a 2 and a 3.
Okay. How about two, from the 27th? Anything early?
One's a Wednesday and one's a Thursday, not those days. You wanna go with another day?
Yeah, if you can get an early appointment. I have to work, I work at night.
Okay. So, March the 6th is on a Wednesday, I have 8:30, 9, 9:30.
8:30 be fine.
All right, did you need a printout?
Oh, please.